Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing alright today. I say alright because I know the fallout from this whole Romelu Lukaku situation isn't exactly where we want to be right now. And obviously with Liverpool tomorrow, that's going to put a massive cloud over the entire game. 100%, unless if he plays and he scores a hat-trick. And then maybe fans will be like, okay, you know what, we might let it slide. But personally, nah, and I'm going to get to that later on. Later on, we've got choices to make in the team, and I will clarify exactly where I stand with it all. Now, before we get into it, I want to let you know, make sure you check out, make sure you're subscribed over here. We are on the road to 100k, and it's getting there, just under 2,000 to go. You guys are absolutely smashing it, so thank you all so much. My second channel, link in the description. New video uploaded today, another reaction. FIFA will be done very soon on my Twitch, so keep your eyes peeled, and then episode 5 and 6 will be uploaded on my second channel imminently afterwards. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that. Subscribe to Younes Talks and follow on Twitch. Much appreciated. Now, Chelsea versus Liverpool. Let's have it right. After today's Arsenal versus Manchester City game, which honestly, I have to commend Arsenal here. I personally haven't watched the game, but I've heard from various bits of feedback. I've seen little highlights. It seems like Arsenal actually had a very good game, and fair play to them if they've stuck it out against Man City like that. Up until unfortunate circumstances, obviously, they ended up with a red card, they ended up conceding, they gave away a penalty, and then the last-minute controversial goal, which, to be fair, I haven't seen yet, so I need to check that out. But it seems like Arsenal done a job. Man City have won the league now. I mean, let's have it right. I mean, if all we've got to do is take a look at the flipping table. They've played 21 matches. They are 53 points. Chelsea in second on 20 games, 42 points. 11 points. 11. Now, Liverpool have 19 games played, so, you know, if they do win those, they end up going into 6 points behind Man City. So they are the only ones that are just about touching distance to try and keep up with Manchester City. We are, as far as I'm concerned, in out of the title race. It's in trouble now. It's done. So I don't have much expectation. Tomorrow for me is just about trying to get a result against Liverpool. That's it. It's not about trying to win the league. It's not. No, that's gone. That's gone. We have to be real here. We have passed the halfway mark in the season. We have to play Liverpool and we have to play Manchester City. With the problems that we have at the moment, with this added issue of Lukaku, I just don't see us beating Man City 100%. And even tomorrow, I have to say, although there are little elements that might work in our favour. The fact that we're at home, the fact that we might have certain changes, the fact that Jurgen Klopp will not be there because he has tested positive. So he will be missing the game tomorrow. He won't be at the bridge. So Liverpool won't have their main man. On top of that, they have 3 unnamed players who have tested positive as well. No one knows who they are. The fact they haven't actually named them tells me that there's a chance that they're waiting until the last minute to see if these players have a negative test. That way they can feature. Maybe they're high profile. Maybe it's Mo Salah. Maybe it's Mane. Maybe, you never know. But we'll wait and see which players it is. In terms of Chelsea and in terms of team news, we do have some players that are obviously missing. So Ben Chilwell is out for the rest of the season. We know this. Reece James will be out for at least 6 weeks. At least 6 weeks because he has ripped his hamstring. He hasn't torn it. He's ripped it. Hence why he could barely walk coming off the pitch. Normally with a hamstring, you can still walk off the pitch. He could barely walk. He ripped his hamstring. It's cut in two. So I feel for him and I hope he makes a strong recovery and he comes back soon. Christensen is a big doubt with a back injury. So that's obviously the same issue that he's had for some time and that just keeps reoccurring. Timo Werner and Thiago Silva have trained. So they are looking like they're back in. Havertz has trained. Ziyech has trained. So there are players that have returned. On the basis of our last game, I do want to clarify something because it's only right when I see if there's something that's been said incorrectly that I correct the situation. If someone deserves credit for something and I have to say it, I say it. If they don't, then I don't. The last game where Hudson-Odoi, Mason Mount, 2v1, big situation. Unbelievable miss. Well, it has come to my attention, and funnily enough, I didn't even see this clip. And even in the normal highlights of the game, you don't really see it as that. It comes from this angle, which I'm going to show you now. Hudson-Odoi's pass over to Mason Mount was a handball, and probably should have been given as a penalty. Now, that wasn't given. We couldn't even see that on the TV screen at the time when it was shown. But Hudson-Odoi's pass across did actually hit the hand. It would have made it to Mason Mount. So I just want to say that because the criticism that I did give for Hudson-Odoi making that pass at the time, I felt was very valid. Now, I do still want to say that I reckon it's slightly justified. Why? Because I don't think he should have made that pass. The fact that the defender knew Mason was there and had to hang in between, he couldn't commit to either, was an indication for Callum to go all the way and take the shot himself. And I would have been a lot less angry if Callum had the keeper saved it than him making the pass and it getting blocked, because it was 2v1. Mason's attracting the attention of the defender. So personally, I still think he should have gone for it, and that comes with confidence. I hope Callum can honestly work on that, man, and I hope all the lads that are just not being clinical up front can just try and get that confidence and that belief and that accuracy, that when they go for a chance, they are going to put it where they want to put it, you know. And if the keeper makes a worldie save, then he makes it. Cool, it happens, but we are Chelsea. We are not a mid-table team. We have to be clinical like the top teams are if we want to think of winning trophies, think of winning the Premier League, which now is too late. And it's because of missed chances. You know, you look at the amount that we've missed and where we should be scoring and where we've dropped points, and it comes from little things like that. So we have to be clinical. Now, going into the starting 11 of this game, decisions have to be made. And I feel for Thomas Tuchel, because he's made it perfectly clear in terms of the system that we normally play requires wing-backs. We don't have any now. So do we stick with it or do we not? Now, on the Chelsea Fifth Stand app and on the Chelsea website, they've made it perfectly clear that it seems like we're going to be sticking with that back three wing-back formation and system. And they have even hinted that Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi will be required to play at right wing-back, whilst Alonso will be the one playing at left wing-back. Now, personally, I don't see that as the right way to go. I can see why Thomas Tuchel might go with it, because right now it's the only thing we know. If we try something new and it goes wrong, then people will be like, oh, we should have stuck with what we knew. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to work. So, let's get into the starting 11 and let's go with what I think Thomas Tuchel should do. And I think you guys are going to be a little bit surprised. So let's get into it. So, in goal, we have to go, obviously, Mr. Edouard Mendy. He is available. This will be his last game. Just like it will for Mo Salah, Mane and everyone that's going to the Africa Cup of Nations. This is his last game before he jets off to the Africa Cup of Nations, which is going to be a very interesting tournament, by the way. I advise all of you pay attention and watch it because, trust me, African football has increased compared to how it was a few years ago. Now, Edouard Mendy will be leaving, so this is his big last chance to make a massive impression before he heads off and to hopefully save us from Liverpool scoring. So, Edouard Mendy in goal. Now, some of you are going to like this, and some of you might not. I would change the formation. I would change the system for this. And I still feel like there's a valid reason here, because even if we got battered, we can't play with wing-backs when we don't have wing-backs. I just feel that's logical. And yes, we might not know exactly how to execute what I'm about to say, but I feel like it gives us a better chance because we can throw the kitchen sink at Liverpool, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, well, we lose anyway. With all the problems we have, we might as well go for it. So that's the West where I'm coming from. Also, what I'm about to show you, Leicester executed perfectly, and it got them the win against Liverpool, and that was only a few days ago. So I feel like Chelsea have a blueprint that they could possibly work with, and I don't feel like it's too far-fetched. I feel like it's something we can go with. So I would go with a back four for this. I would go Azpilicueta right back to his old school normal right back position. And I am only doing that because we don't have anyone else. It's as simple as that. He has to play. He has to play. In terms of left back, again, we haven't got a choice. Unfortunately, we ain't got a choice. I'm not playing Pulisic at left back. Let's just have that right now. I'm not playing Hudson-Odoi at left back. I feel like at left back, Alonso doesn't have to go forward as much. The beautiful thing about fullbacks is that, yes, they like to bomb forward, but they are not wingbacks. They are not required to go all the way up to the byline. They are required to maybe push up a little bit, maybe hit the overlap at times if it's needed, but they stay back and they defend. So I feel like that can offer us maybe just the protection that we need. And I feel like hopefully that will be enough. In terms of the centre-backs, I'm unsure about the fitness of Chalobah. at the moment. But I have gone with Silva and I have gone with Rudiger as the two main centre-backs. Silva has trained, so I know that he is available. Chalobah, I think, is available. It depends. If Silva's unfit, it will be Chalobah and Rudiger, I'm looking like. But Silva and that experience, I feel like, can come in handy. Rudiger as well alongside. Now, this would be a test for Rudiger because in the back four, especially under Frank Lampard, we saw how bad it went. Now, I'm hoping with Thomas Tuchel, Rudiger still puts in an absolute shift. He won't have the license to bomb forward as much as he normally does because in a back two, you can't leave your man behind. You have to stay back. You know, when did you ever see John Terry run with the ball to the box? When did you see Carvalho run with the ball to the box? It doesn't happen. Unless if, you know, you're winning 5-0 and you go, screw it. Or you're playing against a team that's just massive low block, sitting back, sitting deep, parking the bus, then you might be able to push forward. Liverpool won't do that. So Rudiger, no running tomorrow, if we were to go with this. Now, the blueprint that Leicester used against Liverpool was a midfield diamond. A midfield diamond, which means that personally, if we were to try this, Jorginho goes back to his regista role. Not the double pivot. We have to throw the double pivot away. We have to go with one sitting midfielder, and I feel like that would be Jorginho. Two midfielders on either side. I would go Kante and I would go Kovacic. Those would be able to help eliminate the attacking fullbacks of Liverpool, and that's something that would help us, and that's what Leicester did, and it worked. It paid off. So personally, I would go with that just ahead of them, and we're talking about what would be the front three. Someone in the middle, creative. I feel like right now I can't even play Mason Mount. He's not creative enough. That's just my observation. That's just how I see it. If we were to play with a man in the middle as a 10, I need someone who's going to be a 10. And I just hope, I know Ziyech has put in stinkers and put in bad performances, but his technical ability with the men that I'm about to give you, I hope might pay off. The fact he has Kante and Kovacic just on either side behind him, and who I would play up front, I would go Kai Havertz as a left-footed number 9.5, as we know is meant to be his best position, so that would work for Kai Havertz. And as a left forward, Timo Werner. Timo Werner's trained. He's fit. Play him. Now, some of you are going to be like, all right, where's Lukaku? I'm sorry. He's dropped. I feel like, look, even if we got pasted 5-0 tomorrow, I do not want this issue of player power becoming a thing. You've done something stupid. You've done something naive. If your intentions weren't to do something stupid and something naive, if your intentions weren't to cause damage, even though it has caused damage, well, okay, you face the consequences. You're punished. Now, if your intention was to cause damage, that's even worse, and I'll probably just get rid of you. But even at the minimal, there needs to be a punishment. And for me, you're dropped. And as I've said, I don't care if we get pasted. We could lose 5-0 tomorrow. I'd be like, no, I'm not playing Lukaku. Even if he were to come on and score a hat-trick, I'm sorry, no. You can't get away with that sort of thing. At the detriment of a result, cool, I'll take the loss. I'll take the L. But in the long run, it sends a message out to every single player at Chelsea or who's going to be coming to Chelsea. You don't do that sort of thing here. It's as simple as that. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, I have enough faith in them that they should be able to get themselves going in that role, and in the way that I've set them up here, I feel like could benefit the both of them. Ziyech in behind, and hopefully they get something going on. Now, we've seen in terms of finishing problems with Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Lukaku, no, fair play. I mean, he has come on and he has scored, but I would switch it about. Lukaku's done something stupid. He gets punished. So all three of them dropped. Well, not dropped, but I feel like just to execute this system, this formation, this way, these would be the best suited players. If you're even talking about Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi, I don't see where I can fit Hudson-Odoi here. Anywhere. Not in that midfield three and not in that front three. Not as a striker and not as a 10. Mason Mount, as far as I'm concerned, his best position would probably be an 8. That doesn't exist here on the pitch, except for maybe Kante, Kovacic. But we need them in midfield to back up Jorginho and to back up each other. I can't play Mount too deep. So in terms of the players to fit this way, I think this would be the best way. This would be the best selection. And that is how I would approach it tomorrow. This way worked for Leicester. Might as well try it out and see what happens when we don't have any wing-backs. And if we play a system with wing-backs without any wing-backs, well, personally, I think that's suicide. However, I get it if Thomas Tuchel wants to do it because it's the only way that we know so far. So we'll see what happens. This is what we are in and we deal with it. But that would be my starting 11. And in terms of a score prediction, bloody hell. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be real. With the way that things are at the moment, players that are out, players coming back, uncertainty, who's fit, who isn't, who's 100%, who's not, no one flipping knows. I don't think even Tuchel knows. Up until tomorrow, where he has to make the selection. This Lukaku story, the cloud now over us, bad form, dropping points. It's not good. It's not good. Liverpool are a top team. Liverpool are clinical. Liverpool are strong when attacking, although they've just lost to Leicester. And I feel like that and that way that Leicester beat them could, as I've said, be a little blueprint for us to approach this game. And that's what might fill me with a little bit of confidence, us at home, although I do know if we go 1-0 down, it's curtains. If we go 1-0 down, I think it's done. It's hard to say. Score prediction, I want to say Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. A draw, a score draw. We both get goals. It ends on a point. But I would not be surprised. And I just want to say, I would not be surprised if we lost. Also, I still do see enough for us to be able to get a result tomorrow. There should still be enough quality there for us to get a win. So I wouldn't be entirely surprised if we did get a win. Very hard to say and very hard to predict. It depends what Chelsea have shown up. However, one thing I want to make absolutely clear. If the way we played against Brighton is how we're playing tomorrow, forget it. We're getting pasted. So I just want to make that clear. We can't play like we did against Brighton. No way. No way. No way. And I hope the players know that, and I hope everyone knows that. But that is your match preview, ladies and gentlemen. That is Chelsea versus Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Your score predictions. How would you do it? Would you stick with the back three? Would you stick with the wing backs? Would you do this, as I've said, for this one, seeing as we don't have any proper wing backs except for Marcos Alonso, who doesn't even look like he had to play football at the moment. So what would you do? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget, watch along tomorrow, Chelsea versus Liverpool. I will be here live watching this, so make sure you head along and watch along with me. And then afterwards, I'll give you the match review as I always do. So thank you all so much. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. And I will see all of you tomorrow on the watch along. Have a good one, people. See you in a bit. Take care and peace.